Every year, we as a species are divided more and more. Republican and Democrat, Labor and Conservative, McDonald's and Burger King, but most of all, Java and Bedrock. While many see Minecraft as a children's game, some see it as a battleground between right and wrong. For example, in 2016, Mojang released one of the most controversial Minecraft updates ever, completely reworking the PvP system and adding the elytra. When this happened, the community was torn. So many popular servers had been made from the 1.8 PvP system. At the time, all of the most popular minigames like Hunger Games and Skywars relied on the old PvP system to work. The new one required timed strikes and use of the new shield. Many liked this version because it was easier to pick up and didn't rely on your frame rate or clicking speed, like 1.8. Eventually, everything settled down and everyone just moved to the respective versions of the game. But some moved to Bedrock so that they could have the old PvP system with the new additions to the game. One of those additions being elytra. Until 2020, when SMPs blew up, I hadn't heard much discord about elytra. After it was banned on the Dream SMP, many started talking about its ban, and the ban of the end in general. Killing the dragon itself doesn't harm the server much, but elytra and shulker boxes are deemed too overpowered due to their convenience. Having an elytra effectively makes boats, minecarts, horses, and paths worthless, and shulker boxes limit any creative ways to transport large quantities of items. However, if you want to work on a massive project or an intricate build, these late game items are a must. While on the topic of late game items, mending and enchanted books in general have been a huge topic of contention among Minecraft players. The argument against mending is that it makes every tool practically unbreakable. While many games don't even have a durability as a mechanic, having a game with a durability mechanic that can be completely avoided just seems pointless. While that's understandable, for most people it's really just not a big deal. Most of the other enchanted books come from villagers. Villagers have been a ginormous point of contention, especially in recent times. The complaint is that villagers just make getting anything so unbelievably easy. However, it is extremely tedious to grind up an entire villager trading hall. A lot of the Minecraft community agrees with this take. However, recently, Mojang released an experimental setting which heavily nerfs villagers. A lot of people rejoiced when this happened, but many, including myself, disagree with the way Mojang went about nerfing villagers. They didn't change the items that you could get from villagers, they only made them harder and more tedious to get, by only making certain items spawn from certain biomes. This means a fully functioning villager trading hall can still exist, it's just harder to create. Most of these complaints haven't really affected the game much, just the player base. But one changed the game in a pretty noticeable way. In 2017, an idea was brought up to Mojang that could get the community involved in upcoming updates: the mob vote. Players could vote between a list of 3 to 4 mob ideas that they wanted added to the game, and the winner would be added. I still think that this was a good idea to get the community involved, but the community does not. No matter what's picked, a large chunk of the Minecraft player base will be disappointed. And there were such sore losers that 500,000 people signed a petition to end the mob vote. Before we get into what is probably the biggest debate, there's a huge problem that Minecraft players have been addressing recently, and that's the inventory problem. Early game, many people go exploring looking for a nice place to settle down, or just loot, but their inventories quickly get filled up by tons of different items. And I believe that this inventory problem was solved with bundles. Mojang made them more accessible after community backlash, costing 1 leather and 1 string instead of a rabbit hide. While bundles have been a controversial topic, at least Mojang has worked on them. The end game inventory problem, however, has not gotten that treatment. The amount of items that a player usually carries in their inventory during the late game increases every update with new items and tools. In my own world, I carry all of these items, only leaving about 2/3 of the space in my inventory for items, and when working on a massive project, that space fills up fast. This is an issue with the game, but I think it gets blown out of proportion by a loud minority of the player base. Okay, on to the big one. Bedrock versus Java. Now I'm going to try to be unbiased with this one, but I do have to preface that I am still a Java player. On the screen right now, I have a graphic with all of the pros of each version, so you don't have to listen to me list all of them, and I'll just talk about the big things. Many Java supporters say that Bedrock is too monetized, with texture and skin packs as well as maps costing mine coins. Now, this is problematic when combined with another issue that Java players have on Bedrock, which is its player base is mostly kids. I don't think I have to explain why advertising products to kids is a bad thing. Bedrock is much more accessible to people than Java, being available on every device from iPads to computers to consoles, where Java is only for computers. They get updates faster, mods are free and easy to install, and the game is just much more polished than Bedrock overall. So yeah, that was the biggest Minecraft debates. Thanks for watching. Feel free to argue in the comments because a lot of this is really opinionated. Yeah, see ya.